about the Odyssey, an epic myth with some science behind it too. Starting strong with the sirens. People really believe that they existed, and we think the legend may have been inspired by real encounters at sea. Ancient Greek writers often placed sirens on rocky islands, usually in areas with sharp cavernous cliffs, where the wind blowing through the coastal caves could sound uncannily like human voices singing. Also, isolated Mediterranean islands do house massive nesting grounds for seabirds like shearwaters. Shearwaters in particular make haunting nocturnal calls that sound alarmingly like crying or singing women. Listen to this. And of course, long voyages could lead to heat exhaustion, dehydration, and even auditory hallucinations. And there's the fact that not all sailors returned home, hence the story of mysterious creatures luring them to their doom. Whirlpools are real and terrifying. Also, side note, I watched the Odyssey in IMAX and it is spectacular, but if you have thalassophobia, just be aware that you will feel like you are under the sea for a significant portion of the film. Anyway, whirlpools form when huge volumes of water are forced through narrow channels or shallow underwater bottlenecks. It causes the current to accelerate rapidly, and when these high-speed currents collide head-on with opposing tides or sharp coastal rock faces, the shearing forces cause the water to curl into a spinning vortex. And as centrifugal force pushes the swirling water outward, it drops the pressure at the center, which creates a hollow, low-pressure core that draws floating objects towards the center. Something I will not be giving a whirl. Could the Trojan horse work? There's no evidence that the famous wooden horse really existed, but the strategy itself is a plausible, stable plan. Because throughout history, armies have used deception, hidden troops, and psychological warfare to gain access to fortified cities. A large enough wooden structure could hide several people inside, but it would need to be very structurally strong in order to support the weight of armed soldiers inside it. Some scholars think that the Trojan horse is based on a wooden battering ram that was clad in wet horse hides to protect attackers from fire arrows, or that it's a metaphor for earthquakes, since Poseidon was a god of both earthquakes and horses. The Trojan horse may have been inspired by real military tactics, making it quite the nefarious plan. Navigation. Ancient sailors had their own GPS known as the Greek positioning system. Okay, I made that up. But sailors did navigate using the sun, stars, wind, and coastal landmarks, and experienced navigators also tracked constellations, they read the sea. All of this together enabled them to travel remarkably long distances across the Mediterranean. But in reality, Bronze Age sailors did try to avoid the open water if they could. Instead, they practiced something called cabotage, which meant trying to always hug the coastlines, keeping land in sight, and hopping from island to island. While the Odyssey is a work of myth, it does reflect many real aspects of the Mediterranean Bronze Age, including seafaring, navigation, engineering, and military tactics. As for why people would want to make such long voyages across the ocean, it's all Greek to me. Go watch it on the big screen, read the book, keep asking questions, and never stop learning.